Hi there, I'm Chris Fanchi, co-designer of WW2 the card game. You're watching our video series on the design philosophy we took when developing a game that pits the Axis and the Allies in a tabletop recreation of World War II. Of the three leading Allied factions, the British were the only ones embroiled in the war from the very start. The British had forces on mainland Europe at the onset of the war, and those forces acted to slow the German advance, if only slightly. Along with the crumbling French military, what was left of the mainland British forces was forced to flee back to the British Isles in the Battle of Dunkirk. When we approached designing the British, there were a couple of key factors we wanted to focus on: the British history of dominance on the ocean, and the resilience of the British people. Because of Britain's proximity to mainland Europe, as well as their global influence in the Far East and Africa, the British were engaged in the war on multiple fronts from beginning to end. Despite taking a pummeling at Dunkirk and at home from the German air raids, the British held firm and led the first successful counterattacks against the Axis in Africa. We represented this resilience by giving many British cards the ability to retrieve cards. In WW2, retrieval means taking the top card from your lost stack and placing it on your used stack. Since losing cards is the way you lose the game, getting cards back is clearly extremely valuable. In addition to British retrieval, the Brits have some of the strongest sea units in the game, not necessarily in terms of pure power, but in the form of some of the most potent game text of all sea units. The British sea units have good mixes of stats, and their game texts are often versatile enough that they will see play in both British and American decks. That's all for today. Thanks for listening.